Thank you for joining us on our journey through the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Infinity Saga. Starting with Iron Man and ending with Spider-Man Far From Home, this podcast will contain spoilers for any of the films in the saga. This is your one and only spoiler warning for all of those films. Our goal is to discuss the plot of the movie we're currently watching, but it's almost impossible to talk about these great movies without bringing up what makes the others so great. Consider this your one and only spoiler warning for any of the movies in MCU's Infinity Saga. If you have any desire to see those movies, which you should, they're amazing, before hearing of the opinions of two regular Dans in their 30s and 40s, leave now and go watch them. They're great. Then come back here and listen to our take, because we have a lot of great and interesting takes. This is also your one and only adult content warning. This podcast will contain mature language and adult situations. Our goal is never to offend or alienate. We believe that there can be comedy in everything, and everything should be discussed with an open mind. So please take anything we say with a grain of salt. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I trust you.
So
and you just
gonna talk a little bit here and there, just as like
gotta talk like a normal talkie talk. This is Hastings the cat.
Hey Dan.
Hey Dan.
How are you?
Fantastic.
That's good. We're doing a extra special one today. This is discussing Dan's. There's two of us named Dan, and we're discussing stuff. This is entertainment in you. It's how pop culture shapes your world. Our mission statement is to keep a vague and open dialogue about how science fiction has affected pop culture as viewed through the eyes of two Dans in their 30s and 40s. No topic is too off topic, and no opinion is wrong. It's, as I said, extra special episode. How are you feeling, Dan?
Oh well, I'm doing better than some. I gotta say, I was able to go to work today, and I think that'll be my last day at work for quite some time.
Yeah, we are still doing the Infinity Saga, but we're on a special quarantine episode, so we're not near each other. Very weird vibes this whole last couple weeks, but
Quarantine edition.
Today we're talking about seriously my favorite Marvel movie, MCU's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Came out in 2014. Honestly, I think it is. It was 2014, and it was directed by my two favorite directors, Joe and Anthony Russo.
I think we even see him in here. I don't know which one is which, but I can picture them both individually. Just know them as Dan and Anthony Russo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was we saw running up, but there was a running doctor scene, right? He was running, he was kind of out of breath, he was trying to catch someone, he didn't say something.
No, it was when, it's way, way far in the movie, but it's when they're at Fury's secret hospital area, and he's the doctor telling him, don't forget about your punctured lung. He's like, oh, right.
Yeah, that's right.
So he sneaks his way into these movies.
Mm-hmm. Starts off the movie starts off so great with Chris Evans, Captain America, catching up to Anthony Mackie doing his standard morning run in the Capitol, passes him, and it looks like Chris Evans is just full sprinting across the set.
Pretty much.
And he has to try to breathe casually as he says, "On your left."
On your left.
And maybe he has so much muscle that he is breathing casually. But yeah, it's funny each time, and how they do it, man.
Yeah, it was a great intro into their
dynamic
relationship. Yeah, and their dynamic. He's after the fourth or probably fifth time passing him, he's like, "Don't say it, don't you say it on your left." Oh, God damn it!
I'll let you get back to your running if that's what you call running. Oh, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that.
It's gonna be like that. We didn't get much time to spend with Captain America during the Avengers, but he's, out of World War II in modern day, so we're seeing a little bit of him adjusting to the way things are nowadays.
Right, he's working for S.H.I.E.L.D. in a quick assignment to dispatch some pirates who've captured some big freighter ship that has some information on it.
Yeah,
and
sorry, I was just going to say when he gets picked up by Natasha after that morning run, she's either of you boys know where the Smithsonian is? I'm here to pick up a fossil. And he's like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, right.
So it's also a good intro into, they've obviously been working together for a while. And like you said, they get that mission right off the bat, and you can see their relationship flourish even further.
Yeah, he's just strapping on his helmet, grabs his shield, puts it on his back, and then just jumps off the plane.
Was he wearing a parachute? Nope. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, right? That's just crazy. And I'm like, and so he just falls, and his plan is to, like, just miss the ship.
I guess.
That's all he had to make sure he was going to do is miss the ship. And then he just climbs up the gigantic.
Yeah, what did he climb on? I thought those ships were like sheer on the sides.
Well, yeah, there's for some reason an anchor line that he climbs up. It's like this huge anchor line that just goes down to the ocean floor, which must mean that this ship is stopped.
Yeah, it's docked. That is true, because they do mention later that they like start the engines.
Ah, okay, there you go. It's really easy to just climb up 50, 70 feet of chain.
Yeah.
And then how he just quickly dismantles the armed guards on the ship is so awesome. I mean, it's basically he's taking another lap.
Yeah. The guy that like you said, he's taking out multiple guys on the ship and easily dispatching them, and he runs up to one guy in the bows of the front, right? And he just smashes him full on with his leg into the chest, and the guy goes careening off into the ocean, probably to die.
Yeah, I imagine Cap weighs maybe 250 pounds of just fit muscle. And then he comes at his sprinting speed, which is,
pretty fast.
I don't know,
a couple of
30 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly, like a gazelle or some shit.
And then plants his boot.
Yeah, it's probably getting kicked by a horse. You're not surviving that. But yeah, so
how good what did they do at Captain America's shield that can bounce off of walls in a shape that bounces it back to him eventually?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like Spider-Man says. That thing completely defies the laws of gravity, doesn't it?
That's accurate. That's true.
But yeah, and I love the quick little banter between Black Widow and Cap about her trying to set him up with a date. What about this person from statistics? And he's like, and while they're in the midst of trying to rescue hostages or jumping from a plane, they have this casual work-related conversation. It's great. Very good. You could tell the Russo brothers cut their teeth on television because there's a lot of really good intermittent dialogue that I loved.
Totally. I also want to point out that they did set up the fight for. So the lead pirate was. I mean, I think I could just tell from when they showed the picture of him in the debriefing that Rumlow gave, the picture of the lead, the bad guy that was leading the pirate crew. Mm-hmm. He just looks like nameless European enthusiastic in martial arts guy.
Yeah,
like he's probably big in MMA or something like that, but he has nothing doing in an acting arena. And just by his glances, like, it just takes me out just because he just seems to me not used to a camera or not used to being cool.
Oh, the actor, you mean, himself?
Yeah.
Like during that fight scene? Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he did
the martial arts scene worked. Yeah. It was awesome to see Captain America be like, oh, you want to try me without a shield? I'll still kick your ass with a backflip, no less. But I mean,
but I can beat you with your own moves, bitch.
Yeah, right. Aside from that guy whose role was only to be tough for a moment and get beat up by Captain America, I just gotta say, he Darth Mauled it. Like Darth Maul looks so badass, but like you ask the actor to say anything, and it ruins it. So they just took away most of his lines. They're like, okay, you just look really cool martial arts. You know what? We're gonna cover your face up with makeup.
Just wear this mask. On there. We're gonna take your lines away. We don't need you to talk.
Right. Yeah, that's basically what I got from this martial arts guy.
Yeah, he was, mini boss number 545 for Captain America.
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised he held his own. I mean, if you get punched by Captain America, I can't imagine you're going to be feeling good immediately after, but he still got up and did flips. And
more than one round. That was right, yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't make it more than two.
No.
Yeah, so we're introduced quickly to the fact that Captain America is working for S.H.I.E.L.D. They're still doing their covert nonsense. He's working with teams and Natasha, and
On the ship, we see the bald guy again, the bald shield guy.
Yeah. Fuck. I wish I knew his name.
It's bald shield guy.
Bald shield guy. Sure. Right. Oh, right. So bald shield guy is there, and that makes you give pause, but he gives a pretty badass line after they kill.
Yeah, I told you, Shield doesn't negotiate. Yeah, he's a big Shield fan.
Yeah,
whatever.
Big, yeah. So
there he is. Yeah, sorry, but
Brazilian, random European or Brazilian jiu-jitsu master, mini boss number 545.
Yeah.
So,
and then we also see that another part of this mission was Natalia in the computer room.
Natasha,
when she didn't respond to Captain America saying, "Yo, Natasha, where are you?" She just didn't respond. It's because she was secretly getting backup of secret SHIELD information, which Captain America didn't know about. And so he was generally pissed off at Fury and let him know, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, confronts Fury about it. And he, I love, like I said, I think I said the last time in Avengers, it always seems like Nick Fury is thinking 5 or 6 conversation steps ahead of the person. The whole interaction with him and Cap was like a chess game of trying to one-upsmanship. The line when Fury says,
"Last time I trust somebody,
I lost an eye," and that was a cat. He trusted a cat, and the cat
that's what he was trying to talk up. Yeah. Must have been a crazy story. Yeah, there was a cat from another dimension who was holding on to a space stone inside of its tentacle mouth.
Yeah, I trusted that. I lost an eye.
Yeah, well, here's where Fury doubles down. Like Captain America, Mr. I'm always going to do the right thing, says, I don't like going on a mission where I don't know all the angles. And Fury's like, okay, you want to know some crazy shit? Let me take you down to secret SHIELD headquarters and show you all the huge guns that we're going to put in the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a double down.
Yeah,
Did
exactly.
he not have any suspicion that Captain America wasn't going to dig this? I mean, he should have. I don't know.
It was, it made me trust Fury, even though, obviously this project, well, I didn't trust him at first. I was like, ooh, SHIELD's trying to be all fucking big brother. But after he told Pierce, fast forwarding a little bit, he gets that encryption key that they brought back from the ship and everything. And after he tells Pierce, Robert Redford, I think we should delay Project Insight. I was like, okay, so Fury is the good guy.
For it. No, it's accurate. But what made us suspicious was the double operative mission on the pirate ship.
Yeah.
It's
called compartmentalization. Not everyone knows all the secrets, so they can't spill them or something like that.
Except for you, says wise guy Captain America.
Except for you. Oh, man.
I don't know. So maybe Fury is doubling down by saying, hey, Captain America, let me show you how crazy SHIELD is getting, because I don't even know how I feel about all this,
Yeah, exactly. Let me get your opinion on this.
Right? It said Captain America was denied and he had to override that. So someone initially looked at Captain America and said, nah, he shouldn't see this. And Fury disagreed. So that's good. So yeah, even more so.
Yeah. Captain
America cannot even come close to being deceptive. He's too honest and pure. But yeah, this is not freedom. This is fear.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Very true. It's it's Big Brother. But they're 3 massive ships, and he's just explaining to him that with this algorithm that we have, we'll be able to see bad guys before they commit the crime. And like you said, that's I thought the punishment came after the crime. He's like, well, now we won't have to let the crime happen.
We can't afford to wait that long.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
He says we can't afford to wait that long.
Oh yeah.
Which might be saying, like, when our enemies are getting so crazy powerful that they can drop, the Sokovia Islands on us. Well, we can't wait for them to lift it up in the sky before we say, drop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that bites us. It can make sense. I could understand their method. So then Captain America goes to the museum, and man, what a weird thing for them to just talk about his best friend, Bucky Barnes, died. It'd really be hard on Steve Rogers if he was ever to come to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Museum.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure that's Russo's kid, the one who sees him in the museum.
Yeah.
And he goes, shh, don't say anything. It looks a lot like him.
Yeah, I think we end up seeing him again in Endgame. I think he's one of the kids who Hulk's like, no, come on, he'll take your picture. No, he doesn't like the Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. They do. Yeah, he does look like him.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, you're right. I loved when Fury was introducing the Project Insight to him. He tells him, "Yeah, well, after Iron Man got an up close look at the turbines, he had some design ideas." up close look. He fucking got swept up in that shit. Nearly died.
Click clang, and spat out.
Yeah.
Seems to be running on some form of electricity.
I love that movie. So there was the scene when he's in the Smithsonian, when he's watching that little short clip of Peggy, and she says, "Even after Steve died, he was changing my life." And I went, ooh, because,
right.
Endgame, he, goes back in time and lives his life out with her. So, was she being coy? Did she know?
Sure, I'm not sure, because
in the pictures it's just her and the kids when she's in the hospital bed, all old and shit.
Right. And she says that the person she ended up staying with is a person that he ended up saving in one of his missions.
Yeah. Is it himself?
Dun, dun, dun. I think it's meant to be. I think that the Russos had the idea that Captain America comes back to Peg, if that's ever at all possible. Yeah. I think they had that back in this time. So I think that's what they intended. I do. But when I saw this, and I because I saw it a couple times before this, I think what I felt was that before Infinity War happens,
yeah,
Peggy actually did spend the rest of her life with another guy that Steve rescued.
Oh, like the first time.
Yeah, but post that, Steve shows up, and the other guy that he rescued might have been like, "You're cool, Steve. I was just keeping her warm for you." I don't know, but I mean,
see, they probably never met if he went back in time to a specific point.
Right. Yeah. So, but I think that I'm guessing that the first time
kept her warm for you.
I'm sorry, that was terrible. I apologize.
That's fine. It's just funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that maybe the dialogue made me think a little otherwise, but she doesn't explicitly say anything to make me think that it was not Steve that she ended up with. So, maybe the timeline that we're watching currently isn't the first one, but actually just another repeat. Who knows?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, time travel is crazy.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
So after the hospital visit, Natasha brings the mission-sensitive data to Fury, and he's unable to access their SHIELD files, from what he understands. So after realizing that, he goes to have a talk with apparently the first person we meet on the Security Council, the people that oversee SHIELD, Mr. Robert Redford.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust anybody else.
No, and he definitely did a good job just being the evil, mischievous corporate exec. But the scene specifically where I was like, this is the bad guy, is when he negotiates delaying the Insight project for Fury convincing Tony Stark to visit his niece at her birthday party. I was like, okay, so this guy's willing to put what their view of world peace is on hold for a favor, and he's negotiating a visit from Tony Stark for the favor.
And he's going to interact. He can't just show up.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to mingle. He can't just show up.
Yeah, well, that's how we got that early inclination that guy is our douchebag.
Oh my God! I think probably my favorite scene of a regular person in the MCU is Robert Redford is suspicious of Nick catching on.
Right.
So he orders a hit on him. So fucking cool.
Right, yeah. And the first thing he does, he gets stopped, or he stops next to the police car and says, you want to see the registration or something?
Yeah, you want to see my lease?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then they proceed to box him in, and a shitload of cops come out, and they start shooting at him, and they're like, I imagine like their equivalent to Jarvis. He's like, no DC Metro Police in this area. So you can tell very quickly that this is turning into a inside job kind of Bourne Identity
Right.
esque movie, which I love the pacing of this whole movie. So very quickly, shit goes bad, and it's all an inside job.
Yeah, I do
It's
like the
amazing.
impressive car that Nick Fury was captured in.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the glass takes this battering ram
Oh,
for
my God, yeah. Plus
a
a shitload
while.
of bullets. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. That car has got to be a Stark Tech of some
Yeah,
kind.
right.
And it's got a propulsion system. It's not like a drivetrain or a transmission or an engine. He calls it propulsion.
They just shoot at the whole body for a while, and then they learn, okay, that's not getting us anywhere.
Let's
And then they bring out the battering ram.
Yeah. Let's get a battering ram for this car. Yeah, so he squeals out of there, but doesn't make it far until dun, 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 the Winter Soldier. He shows up,
right.
Slightly alluded to in the beginning of the movie. He shows up and blasts Fury's car upside down.
Really lucky for that Winter Soldier to pick that he's going to take a left there.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
like,
saying. Like, how did he? So he was standing in the middle of the road, like waiting for him there. So it was
Yeah, not even looking either.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, did he run there and just stop and pretend not to be out of breath because he just found out where he was? Or was he just standing in a random street hoping?
That really worked out.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm so,
very lucky.
my timing is so good. I made a little note about it. Of the small amount of notes I made, because this movie's so good, I found it hard to stop watching to make notes.
Yeah, to bring down to write on the paper.
Yeah, but he after the car flips and he makes that joke, he's like, well, what isn't broken? And the computer's like, air conditioning is fully operational.
Yeah.
After, help me out here, Winter Soldier. Thank you. After he flips the car and starts approaching it, I think, to me, it looks like a lightsaber that he pulls out, Nick Fury, that little...
Right, the handle of it does, yeah. And then they don't show it actually happened, but you can see the after workings of it where it looks just like they cut through feet of concrete.
Literal feet. Like, I don't know what's even down there, but it's a
Luckily,
tiny
there
little...
was a sewer.
Yeah, a tiny little flame when he activates it, and it maybe... What are we looking at? Like maybe 6 or 7 seconds of screen time before he approaches the door and
it rips the door off.
There's a perfect Samuel L. Jackson-sized hole going all the way through the street where he's safe.
It's got to be lightsaber.
And so, yeah, that's the other note I made. What? He's just not going to go down that hole, find him, and fucking put a bullet in him? I mean, why didn't he chase him?
Right. Underground. It's done. It's done. Wrap it up, guys. Just talk to the press about why we blew up cars in the middle of the street.
I guess we'll just have to wait till he shows up somewhere else. I can't go after him in that tiny hole that he made. That's for him only.
Yeah, right. There's no possible following after that. No. He's probably got a whole intricate underground sewer system that he...
Yeah, like he's like the Viet Cong down there.
And what's the confusing relationship with, what is it, the niece of Peggy Carter or something?
They don't specify in this one, but in Civil War, she's definitely related to Carter in some way. I'm pretty sure niece is accurate. He ends up, oh man, that part's so cool. He ends up, Captain America ends up back at his apartment, finds Senor Fury, freshly escaped from Winter Soldier. Yeah, from the underground Viet Cong tunnels he made. He tells Captain in so many words that S.H.I.E.L.D. is compromised. And that relationship, she's his neighbor, and I guess just supposed to be like a protective agent, just keeping in tabs on him.
Yeah, that's right. To be his protection.
I suppose. I don't know why a man like that would need protection, but you find out very quickly after Fury gets shot in his apartment that she's not who she says she is. Man, that was a tough sentence to get through.
The biggest USB drive.
I know. That's even for 2014. That is a huge USB drive. That thing's the size of like a candy bar. So, and she's the neighbor that Natasha mentions that he should ask out, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
Immediately following that, we find out how strong Winter Soldier truly is. He catches Cap's shield and proceeds to jump off of 3 or 4 story building and disappear.
Cannot be pursued.
Nope.
Captain America cannot jump down buildings. He's incapable of doing that, except for when we saw him do that last time.
He also can't jump. He can't jump out of planes, but he can jump out of helicopter planes.
Yeah, right.
He can't jump out of a plane that's destined for ice, but he can jump out of one that's over water, I guess.
That's right.
That makes sense.
He's a riddle.
So Fury gets shot in the apartment, and he's brought to a hospital and is declared dead. And while that's happening, Natasha's face she expresses extreme fear when Captain America says he was really strong, really fast, and he had a metal arm. And I don't know if you noticed that, but the subtlety in her face, yeah, it was like blank. Like she was like,
yeah,
oh my God.
I gotta wonder. I mean, did Bucky go through the Captain America serum at all? Is the rest of his body somewhat superpowered, or is he just?
Yeah, they explain that in Civil War. Remember the 5 others that they created that we thought was supposed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bucky, he went through the same serum. I don't know how they got it, but he had a similar serum.
All right. But otherwise, I thought if it was just, he's a regular human with just that metal arm.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do half the shit he does.
Yeah, right? That metal arm would probably just weigh him down to the point where he's like, oh, God.
Exactly. It's just slumped down on the side of his body all the time. He can't even use it in a fight. He's like, well, we made him, but he's not really worthwhile. We forgot to put the serum in first.
We got so excited that we could. We just got to stop to think if we should. Old Jeff Goldblum logic.
So,
Robert Redford lays on the truth of Captain America.
Yeah, well, what we think is the truth, because he even... I don't know. I didn't think, I feel like they played on the fact that, yeah, this is probably the bad guy, all the way up until the point when he has the Security Council, in his office. Or, I mean, when he's talking to the Security Council and he's defending Nick versus them saying, we need to restart Project Insight immediately. I don't know. I kind of like how they did, the up and down, well, maybe Robert Redford is actually not a bad guy.
Right. Yeah, I guess there's not much difference, or there's not too much following somebody on top has to do to be seen in a negative light. I mean, because they're up and powerful for a reason. They've got their through their own good or not good or bad motivations and means to where they're definitely capable, if nothing else. Oh, this scene!
Oh, the elevator scene. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having to being the soldiers that are getting the email saying, "Hey, we'd really like you to take down Captain America, and a perfect opportunity would be for you to get in an elevator, an enclosed space with this person." What we're gonna do? No, we're gonna give you magnets, and what we want you to do is put those magnets around his wrist, and then maybe get his arm near a metal. Part of the metal, and then you're gonna have a chance of just beating his exposed body parts.
Yeah, we're just gonna put you guys in suits, disguise you as regular dudes, and just hope that you get through this. So, good luck. Contact HR if you have any issues.
I thought there was a social distancing. Get out of here, Rumlow. Don't bring that shit.
Not in
Get
2014, Rumlow. Get out of here. You're taking him down. I don't care if you like it or not. He's going to beat the shit out of you. I mean, he might beat the shit out of you, but that's the risk you take. He's
probably going to beat the shit out of you. I mean, that guy is fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how he basically, first he notices the guy's got his hand on his stun baton.
Yeah.
Then he notices the business guys are sweating it out. Then he sees three
giants come on.
Gigantic dudes get on the elevator. And he's like, okay. Before we get started, who wants to get off?
Anybody want to get off? I'm going to give you a chance to save your life.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's if I heard that, I'd be like, I'll take the next floor.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. You all got this.
I don't care about the repercussions with HR. I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, right? So it's like Iron Man 3. You know what? I don't even like those guys.
Yeah, exactly. So he obviously proceeds to beat the shit out of everybody in the elevator, and they unsuccessfully capture him.
Well, one of the magnets got onto the wall, so he has to beat them all up one-handed, which he does pretty successfully.
Yeah, one-handed, which, yeah, he's not even a problem, really.
And then using all of his strength, is even still able to get that magnet off the frickin' wall.
Yeah.
Continues to beat up everybody. Then one guy's like, don't take it personal. What? Yeah. Rumlow says, don't take it personal.
It kind of feels personal. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Let me just throw you into the ceiling and you go to sleep. And his only option is to just jump out the window.
Yeah, that's me and Teresa made another comment about your good call last time, is that his smarts were also heightened. So he quickly thought, I'll just cut the elevator cables, knowing that it has an emergency stop. Everybody will be safe, and I'll be able to escape. He's a good man. He's a good man.
Tearing up.
Oh, baby boy. You're my boy.
I wish I'd do half as well in an elevator like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and Teresa's like, man, I forgot about this part. So what? He just jumps out and he's fine? I was like, this is Captain America, baby.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. He hits. I like how he takes the shield at the landing.
Yep.
What stops what best he could. And then he just
gets up and runs. Just runs away. Yeah, that's great. But yeah, this movie came out at the perfect time too, because I think like the Snowden and everything had come out, so it was all people were like really not trusting of the government, and yeah, it was like perfect timing for the Russo brothers and the direction they chose for this movie. And the whole time, like I said, I took a few notes just because I was like, this is such a good, thrilling movie. Yeah,
it's super exciting. And it gets out of there on his motorcycle and then launches onto a plane, takes it out, and then rolls out home. Fine, I can't have my bike, I'll walk.
Yep.
But you can't have your plane.
If I don't get my bike, you can't have your plane, you big jerks.
Yeah. Then he just, fine, I'll run.
Then he runs away. And then we see the fallout of an agency declaring America's coolest guy as an enemy.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, if you want to order us to do this, you better give us some better information.
Yeah. They quickly decide to rally the drones, the ones that work on the computers. They rally them and tell them, well, this is, as hard as it is to believe, this is an enemy of the state now. He withheld secrets from us and blah, blah, blah. You could tell the good people aren't buying it. Obviously, a conflict is going to ensue, so you can tell that S.H.I.E.L.D. is probably not headed towards the good times.
Right, yeah, no.
Quickly fast forward to... We don't quickly fast forward. We get there at a good pace. To Natasha and...
Oh, they're looking at the old army base in New Jersey.
Yeah, Natasha... Yeah. So first, Natasha and... So Nick Fury's dead, at least they think. And Cap escapes under the pretense of being an enemy of the state now. So before he leaves the hospital, when Nick is there under surgery, that's right. That's why he goes back to the hospital. He leaves the USB that they grabbed from the ship in the beginning of the movie, and he hides it in the vending machine in the hospital.
Right.
So after his death and his funeral, and Captain America leaves after talking to Robert Redford's a bad guy. That's when they decide, he goes back to the hospital, doesn't find the USB, finds Natasha with it, and then they proceed to go to Apple store and find out what was on the thing.
I've been Trevor, or whatever his name was.
Yeah, he's like, if you need anything, I've been Aaron. It's like,
yeah, that's right.
What the fuck does that mean? Yeah. You're still Aaron. What do you mean you've been Aaron?
Ridiculous.
They escape. I like how Cap gets a view into Natasha's world. I'm pretty sure Cap was even hit on by Aaron with saying he called him a specimen. Yeah, his specimen. He learns quickly how to hide in plain sight with Natasha, which is really cool because it's, Captain America's he's not a spy. You don't think of him as a spy. He's right. But ultimately, anybody could be a spy with a baseball cap and a pair of glasses that are unnecessary. Yeah, and you the ability to kiss the person you're with. Exactly, and laugh at fake things they say, and nobody will find you. You also get to see a little later as Rumlow. I gotta say, they give him after he got beaten up by Captain America,
They give him the dark red eye treatment, which I think usually in movies signifies somebody who is absorbed by their work and like almost like a drone.
Yeah.
And yeah, Rumlow is. It seems like rather than it seems like he's just taking it a lot more personally than I don't know the average.
Yeah, no, you're right. He definitely seems to be hating on Captain America more than most, but he was. I imagine that's the case because he was with him for a lot of missions, so he probably trusts him, and he
ends up becoming in Civil War. I think that he's Skull and Bones or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, he had. That's what. Yeah, something like that. Exactly. He bones us, ready?
You're going nowhere.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Nice outfit. Did your boyfriend get it for you?
Oh, come on. Spider-Man. It's 20, whatever year that was. It was 19. What year was that?
Like 2003 or something.
Yeah, okay, still.
Fresh after 9/11.
That's a good point.
So yeah, I also thought it was really funny that after, so like you said, they used PDA to distract the Rumlow and nobody else from seeing them. She's like, and also I want to press the subject, but was that your first kiss in 40 years or 70 years or whatever? He's like, well,
it sounds like you're saying I could practice.
Like, no, I'm not saying that.
It sounds a lot like you said that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So they've obviously been working together for a while, so their rapport was done really, really well. I loved it.
Yeah, for sure.
She makes I think everybody in this Marvel universe at some point makes a pop culture reference, because she makes a Warzone reference. Or, what was it, War Games in the 80s? You remember that, that movie?
They said, no, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw that one. Yeah. So they, like you said, they go to that facility in New Jersey.
Zola, Dr. Zola.
Yeah.
Who, for some reason, was saved to some computer in New Jersey, which probably explains why Hydra has gotten so far. And, I mean, this thing was just on. Natasha and Captain America was pointed to this location by accessing that USB drive and finding out a source or where it was going or what it was doing.
Where it came
from. Pointed him to this. Apparently, is this, I'm guessing, assisting or a big part of the Hydra takeover of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then he admits to stalling, and there's rockets heading into the building that blow up the facility. Does that destroy Zola too?
Yeah, I imagine. He says you are standing in my brain.
Right. So he shot a bullet at his brain and missed.
I guess
it hit his brain, but it missed Captain America. Dang.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, he shot himself in the head, and the only target in his head was Captain America and Natasha, and he missed. 200,000 feet of data tapes. Or 200,000 meters, I think, because he's from Switzerland.
Right. Oh, yeah, they got to use that metric system.
Yeah, she's like, it was a Project Paperclip. The U.S. recruited as many Russian and German scientists as they could. He's like, first of all, I'm Swiss. But I did also make a note about, he says, so, first of all, Captain America remembers that munitions aren't stored 500 feet from a barracks after all these years, because that's, I guess, Army regulations. That's how they find the secret facility to begin with. But Zola says, I may not be the man I was, Captain America, but I am. He doesn't say, but I am alive. He just says, but I am. I was like, that's cool. He's a super intelligent computer.
He was, and it's interesting to think that it's destroyed. I doubt that it is. I mean,
you don't think so? I mean, it's physical tapes. Like, it's physical tapes.
Well, if he, the computer, was able to be doing things in the real world, then I would imagine before it made itself or let itself be found, or it would make a copy somewhere else.
Virtually,
you know what I mean?
Or on the internet or something?
Yeah. I would imagine that he had that kind of access. That's why he knew about it. I don't know. I think he was feeding the information as to the targets
For Winter
to
Soldier to take out.
no, I think it's for the ultimate, like what the ships are in the air.
Oh, the algorithm. Yeah.
The algorithm is Zola, I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yes.
Zola, yeah. And so the 20 million people that they were going to kill probably weren't criminals, or probably weren't. If they were criminals, they were taking out things that would slow down the advancement of Hydra, and they're probably, that's what I would guess, is that their objective was their own.
So he was probably like, yeah, like you said, anytime history would shift away from Hydra's agenda, he'd probably send out some kind of make this shit happen.
Right, that's what I'm guessing that was all about. But yeah, they've never made a mention of him again, and it could go believable to say that he's dead after this missile explosion.
Yeah, but I kind of like the idea that he's on the internet. I think that's
it would be easy to, I think, make a show out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fighting him, or another Marvel movie in which he's sprung back up. All you need to do is the actor and crazy video effects on his face, and they could make him a new computer somewhere else.
You got $1 million idea right there, sir. But after we find out that Steve and Natasha were searching all this time for Zola, who turned out to be the bad guy, he was infecting Hydra, or infecting Hydra's will into S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time secretly. We go back to Robert Redford, who we find out is controlling the Winter Soldier. So clearly Hydra has gotten its fingers in every facet of modern society, and they've been using Winter Soldier to, like we said, push their agenda. So it's, like I said, the timing of this movie was perfect the year it came out, and the Bourne identity feel of it and everything. I think it's my favorite movie. They quickly recruit our funny, what was he, a pararescue he said he was?
That's right, yeah.
They recruit Sam Wilson because they have nowhere else to go. They escaped the bombing that they escaped Zola's suicide. Let's call it that. They escaped him and his explosion, and they need to recruit an extra pair of hands.
Yeah, so I know they gave him like the folder. They look at him in his folder, or no, he asked him what they was into, and he gives them a folder or some shit. But where does he keep that Falcon gear?
They steal it. Remember, he's
nice.
like, well, there's only one left, and it's at I think he said Fort Meade or something, behind 3 inches of steel and 10 feet of concrete or whatever, and they're like, yeah, okay, no problem.
Sounds
doable. We could do that. Yeah, but I love so we find out Gary Shandling is Hydra when he's talking to, what do we say? What are we gonna call him? Bald Shield agent.
Bald Shield guy.
He's complaining about his sex with people much younger than him, and then he leans in real close. And, Hail Hydra.
Yeah, does the secret Hail Hydra. Nobody suspects anything.
Nobody, because you whisper in their ear, so nobody can hear you. Our heroes quickly get the upper hand by convincing Bald Shield bad guy to meet them on top of a roof under threat of death, and I wrote that down as also a good scene. He's like, "You're Captain America. You're not going to push me on this roof. All this intimidation is pointless." And he's like, "You're right." He starts like straightening his suit. He's like, "I'm not going to do that." But she will. And she just, without saying a word, just boots his ass off the roof.
Yeah, right?
So good.
Really trusted that Anthony Mackie guy and that theoretical wingsuit is going to be able to pick up a guy. I don't know.
Exactly. I hope they talked about this before they executed the plan.
Right? Yeah, he gets the intel from Bald Shield agent guy, now Hydra guy. Then we find one of the cooler scenes in the MCU was the highway gunfight. That was really crazy the first time viewing it, just because it was just so unorthodox. Like it was a bridge. It was a highway over a city that the Winter Soldier first, like, they stops their car, and then a Hummer smashes into their car and forces it to go, I don't know, 20, 30 miles an hour, where the Winter Soldier then jumps on top of the car, then pulls through the windshield, like a steering wheel of the car, right off the car. So now they can't even steer.
It's so insane. Awesome. Yeah,
right? And then, like, they finally stop whatever car they're in, and then the lackeys are just like on the ready, just with a grenade launcher. They don't even fire at the guy. They give it to the Winter Soldier because he looks the coolest firing this thing.
Yeah.
And it launches Captain America right off the bridge, which was crazy to see.
Yeah.
Man, it was super intense.
Really
and like
cool action.
Black Widow was super badass in this too.
Yeah, she definitely did quite well in this. I mean, falling off with the explosion and then
just shrugging it off to a run.
Yeah, and then going right into a run. Yeah, and then coming out the other side of the thing and immediately starting to shoot.
Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, yep. Yeah.
And I love the sound effects when Cap is using his shield to protect himself from that dude with the minigun. And you hear like the tone change when he's aiming it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Man. And I just imagine the amount of cojones that would take just to be having that thin of a layer between you and a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they just aimed a little lower,
I know.
There goes your knees.
That's what I was telling. I was telling Teresa. There's this game I play, the Division, where a lot of enemies have shields. It's like I just shoot their feet until they die.
Yeah. Like, their feet bleed too.
Nobody decides to shoot his feet, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, that whole and then the knife fight at the end was really cool. Him and Bucky before he knows it's Bucky.
Oh my gosh! When he drops the knife and catches it, jeez.
Oh yeah.
You gotta imagine they practiced that fight for months ahead of time. Just every couple hours, just do.
There's a couple clips online of them doing the practice runs, the choreography. It's so cool. But yes, Sam Wilson also proves to be a bit of an asset as well, protecting Cap and Natasha while he's still up on the overpass and they're both down below.
Right, not being useless.
The whole scene is so good.
I don't think there's ever going to be a better Captain America than Chris Evans. Chris Evans, like, he even has, when he does his flips, his legs go in like a perfect symmetrical way that Captain America would do.
It looks the best, like the most confident spin.
Right.
I love the tiny gun on his back, on Winter Soldier's back.
Right? You just never can be too sure.
Just in case. But yeah, so he quickly finds out that it's Bucky Barnes, his old 70-year-old friend who he thought died.
Yeah, right.
But he's clearly fine. He lost an arm and got a new one, a better one, and he's crazy now.
Yeah, right. But man, ultimately though, in this bridge scene, they get captured, and it looked really intense. Like, one dude was seeming so excited about shooting the dude in the head right there on the street, and only because of the helicopter. He's like, no, not here. And then also to say, not here is already like determined, like what you're gonna do. So
he's gonna die. Just don't do it right now. Yeah.
Captain America's gonna fuck them up.
Yeah. On the way back to the hospital, and we get rescued by Maria Hill, who is disguised as
that was a clever little moment.
Yeah, one of the soldiers, and they're brought back to Fury, who's alive and well, apparently. What does he say? He's tried to keep his circle small. Didn't want too many people knowing that he was.
Circle of trust.
Yeah.
There's Anthony Russo. I think it's Anthony. I think Dan's the other one.
But yeah, so Fury tells him that, that he's okay, and they come up with a plan. And he's like, all right, well, we're going to try and salvage everything we can about S.H.I.E.L.D. And Captain puts his foot down. He's like, no, dude, you guys fucked up. Yeah, you had your chance. That shit's gone now. And the rest all agree with him, and Fury's got no choice but to let Captain do his thing.
Yeah. And then Bucky, he's in recovery. because he
Recovery
had
with air quotes.
yeah, right. And it's weird that Robert Redford, some American politician who must have turned to Hydra at some point, is just so ready to wantonly abuse what used to be a man, not only a man, but like a veteran of the United States Army. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but okay. Yeah. So he does the punch maneuver, and since he didn't care about that, he says, do the full wipe. Like, he's just used to doing this, which is crazy.
Yeah, well, even Bucky, like Teresa said that, like when they say, "All right, give him a full wipe," he sits back and he opens his mouth, like when they put
Yeah.
the
He's,
mouth
yeah,
guard
it's,
in, and
yeah.
like he's done
He's
it.
used to the process.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Right? It is. Which is why stories are so cool.
So they're prepping for the battle. They have these 3 MacGuffins that they need to take to the 3 flying helicarriers and replace their, what are they, like guidance chips?
Targeting. Yeah, the targeting chips.
Targeting
so
chips.
What the targets that Zola had identified is going to be swapped with the targets of each of the other helicarriers.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah, right? Captain America remembers his old friend that he'd do anything for. Oh, man, this movie was so great. Oh, my gosh. The SHIELD facility infiltration where Captain America gives a speech saying
so
that, right? Yeah, he's so good at that.
Good.
Yeah, he says that, some of us will die, and but it's been taken over by Hydra. We got no options. And
yeah, he
then
tells the whole freaking building this.
Yeah, Hydra or not. We ultimately see like the one technician who just he didn't want to do combat, but he's not ready to do what Hydra wants him to do, so he refuses, but not so boldly because he's not a hero. He's just a guy.
Yeah, he's a techie. He's the hero we need.
Right? Not the hero we deserve.
Yeah. He refuses Rumlow's order, and then we see the fracturing of SHIELD. We see who's bad, who's good, and even Sam's like, when they're running on the helicarriers, Captain, how do we know who's good and who's bad? If they're shooting at you, they're bad. Obviously.
The helicarrier is opening up on Falcon once he gets up above the carriers. Talk about the most public. I mean, first of all, you're raising 3 helicarriers in the middle of Washington, D.C., in the middle of the daylight.
Now that's an Avengers level threat.
Try to pass that off as it was a fog issue. Swamp gas caused what looked like 3 helicarriers
from the mercury gases reflecting off the sun, like Will Smith in Men in Black or something.
Yeah. Then they went ahead and had a whole anti-aircraft flak going off, implying active war going on top of Washington, D.C. in the middle of the day. So, I mean, I don't know.
What? I think I can hear flak cannon fire. I don't know.
You just look outside and you'll see it.
I think they're just doing construction on 5th again. Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. All right.
Yeah, right. So it's probably swamp gas again for this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for real, though. Like, nobody's calling the police, like, hey, so... I don't know. It looks like there's some G.I. Joe-esque shit going on outside my office. I don't know if you guys know about that.
I'm pretty sure there's bullets flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie's Falcon is pretty badass with his super hover ability.
Yeah, you find it. Yeah, so when they're interviewing him for the job, you find out very quickly that his pararescue was actually like super secret. I'm basically a fucking flying man outfit. But he's got wings and jetpack, and he's a badass.
Hell yeah.
But that also means, so he said his buddy was taken out by an RPG. That means that his buddy was literally shot, like not his plane, him was shot by an RPG. So that's fucked up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I loved the Black Widow reveal from being she was going to be one of the council members, but she was the council member is in disguise, and she embarrassed the hell out of Robert Redford. That was awesome.
Oh, did I step on your moment?
Yeah, yeah. And then Fury's intro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you thought you'd kill me, huh? He looks so upset.
Yeah.
It's only Samuel L. Jackson can
Like
relay. But he gives his I have to save 7 billion, or have to save 7 billion people. I have to sacrifice 20 million.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded.
Make an omelet, break an egg, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man! And when Captain America fell off the side of the helicarrier, and Anthony Mackie, Falcon, was going to go help him, but then Winter Soldier grabs him by the wing.
One wing,
one wing, throws him back on board, kicks his ass a little bit more. Anthony Mackie takes to the sky and starts shooting at him, trying to get away. But no, Winter Soldier shoots a grapple hook against his other wing and rips it off or something. No, he grabs his wing and then rims him down to the ground and rips that wing off, and then kicks the one-winged Falcon off of the show. Oh man, crazy!
Yeah, he's like, survive this, asshole! Boof! Yeah,
a cool scene to give Falcon not the lead of this movie, but definitely a good action hero here.
Yeah. Well, you've seen his interviews with the directors about him, right? On being on set, his whole "cut the check," that whole thing.
No, I don't.
No, it's actually on Disney Plus in the extras. They have like a little thing, but in the interviews, I guess whenever Anthony Mackie does a scene that he thinks he just nailed it, he yells out, "Cut the check!" Like he did a good job. He did a good job, so pay him. But during the interviews, they're like, yeah, it got really annoying really fast. He'd say it all the time.
No, Anthony, we're gonna shoot again.
Yeah.
One of the last bouts is Captain America and Winter Soldier on the rafters underneath the third helicarrier, as Captain America needs to put the third tracking unit in place, but Barnes does not want to let him. And that's where they have that night fight. Well, it starts with a pistol fight, which was really cool, where he was just trying to block a couple, get a kick in, block a couple more, but one got through and got him in the ribs, which hardly slows Cap down.
Yeah.
And then when Cap goes for his leather utility belt to reach for those chips, I find that's just so adorable. Like, does he really have a little button snap? Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess he does have that belt, so
yeah, he's got little snaps on it to keep his stuff from falling out.
But it just seems so adorable that he has like, I gotta get my little pocket and get my little
fanny pack to get my computer chip.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That'd be great if you had a fanny pack. I wouldn't make fun of him.
I wouldn't either. Hell no. He'd kick my
You're
ass.
cool. You're cool. Yeah.
They're coming back, man. You're good.
Yeah, that's what I hear. If you can wear them, I can wear them.
So yeah, after the fight, obviously Captain America saves the day as per our usual Marvel.
Great going, Cap.
But he does
he goes out of his way to save Bucky.
Yes.
Bucky gets trapped by a beam. That doesn't stop old Cap from saving his buddy Bucky, and he saves him. And then I think Bucky continues to beat the crap out of Cap.
Yep.
Yeah.
He saves him, and then he's like, "You're my friend," and he's like, "You're my mission." He keeps beating the shit out of him, and he says,
"To finish it, I'm with you to the end of the line."
Yep.
I didn't cry. I didn't cry at all.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Yeah, I feel like when that happened, I don't know if you've ever seen animes, like when a character realizes something, they put like a whooshing and they do like a line through their head. Yeah, I think that was Bucky's moment of realization, like, he's my friend.
Yeah. And this is the scene where Rumlow becomes Skull and Bones, or whatever the Jugsaw.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Bones.
But yeah, he got crushed in that building.
Big time crushed.
That's the last we saw of him until the next movie. Oh no, we get to see him at the end of this movie. Yeah, he's a freaking just pile of meat.
Yeah. But I think the Russo brothers did that on purpose so they could bring him back in Civil War.
Right. Yeah. No doubt. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He took Captain America personally, and he turned on everybody and turned to Hydra, and then tried to best Cap, and just as a jerk, it failed. I don't know.
And I liked the when Sam. So after Rumlow gets crushed, Sam is running away, and he's like 44th or 41st floor, and you got the helicopter. He's like, yeah, we're on our way. He's like, let us know when you're ready. He's like, I already did. And jumps out the window.
Yeah, they don't label him on the outside.
Yeah, Sam's got to maneuver real fast. I said 41st floor. It'll put the numbers on the outside of the building. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah, you're my mission.
Cap saves the day. The helicarriers fall back into the river.
Yeah, let's just let the Potomac take that. We'll just forget. We'll forget about this whole thing. Just let the Potomac have all that stuff back. We're fine. Gary Shandling gets arrested.
Aww.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Rumlow. We see Rumlow coming up or showing up at the hospital. So he's obviously, he's gross but alive.
He looks like a human pepperoni. Then Fury says he's going to go to Europe to check some things out, and he asks, like, hey, you want to come with me, Cap? He's like, nah. You want to come with me, Falcon? No. You want to come with me, Black Widow? Fine, then.
Yeah, so he goes on his own. Under people assuming he's dead, which I don't know how. I don't think that played into any other movies.
Didn't last very long. Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up in Civil War, but the first I didn't mention the Stan Lee cameo, which was way, way early. I actually don't remember off the top of my head. I gotta look at my notes. It was an old man with the shoe. I don't remember.
Old man with the shoe.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's towards the beginning, though. But he notices Captain America stole his original uniform. He's the security guard in the museum in the Smithsonian.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But our first end credits scene is the introduction to our miracles. I think he meant to say mutants, but I don't think they could at that time.
They own it, yeah.
It was who? What are their names?
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Quicksilver, that's it. Yeah. So we see that we get a quick little introduction to them, and then the second end scene is Bucky checking out his own bio in the Smithsonian and realizing who he is.
Dun dun dun.
So that concludes our Captain America, the Winter Soldier saga. Our next film is Guardians of the Galaxy, which...
Ooh, big favorite for a lot of people.
Yeah, big favorite. Also came out in 2014. That one was directed by James Gunn, and I'm very, very excited to talk about it.
And he's going to be back for the third one.
Yes.
We thought that he got fired from Guardians of the Galaxy and hired for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
3.
So very happy he's back. But I have to really use the bathroom. So I was Dan S as in science.
And I'm Dan S as in fictional.
And you have yourself... F. That's okay. I heard F. We're going to say it with F. You guys have yourself a great day.